So the dart, I have a whole bunch of darts over there, and you can look at them. But the standard dart we're going to use is this one. This is a compressed air dart. This is a Danijek model, but it's actually very similar to the teledart model or telinject. They have the same darts, so they work in the same system. I must say, one of the poor guys from teledart, yes, I felt sorry because I was being obnoxious. But one of the things that's really cool about teledarts is they have a 5 milliliter dart which fits in an 11 millimeter barrel. And as I told you, there are two barrels, 11 and 13. And most people have an 11 millimeter barrel. And they have a really cool dart which fits in, which I use a lot, which is good. So we check out his darts. That's really good. Now, it's quite difficult to explain, but I'll do it quickly once and then we'll just try it out. There's two chambers in these darts. In the front you have a medication chamber, and in the back you have an air chamber. And the darts are a bit different. One of the most obvious mistakes that are made is that you put liquid into the air chamber and air into the medication chamber. So just remember, normally there's a piece of felt or something on the air chamber side. Okay? We sold it in the meantime. Okay? And so the first thing you're going to do, you need a needle, and the trick is the needle has holes on the side. Okay? For this type of model, that's how it works. And you have to close the hole of the needle with a little piece of plastic. Now there's a few tricks here. If you're shooting at a really light animal, a little small primate, you want that plunger to go back really easily. So what I do, I put some silicone on the front. And I also push the plunger all the way to the back. And I'll show you on the dart, so that when it goes in, it immediately discharges. You'll see it's quite hard to move that plunger, but you'll be surprised when you shoot at an animal, the plunger goes all the way back and comes off. There's quite a lot of energy on it. Obviously you need the stabilizer. There's some tricks with the stabilizer as well. If you want to shoot further, and you're working in wildlife, you can cut the stabilizer. Because the stabilizer works like a parachute. It opens up and breaks the dart, slows it down. If you cut off 1 centimeter in the back, you have to test out. I've never tried your darts, but with the Danijek, you can cut about 1 centimeter off. If you cut too much, a short and a long. Okay. So you have to test it, because if you cut too much, of course, the dart will fly around. But just cutting a bit off it will make it go a bit further. Okay. So the first thing you do, and this is always the fun part, you take it out of the package and you can't do anything because it's supposed to have pressure on it when you put it in when you store it. The reason you keep it on a little bit of pressure is to keep the dust out of it. The first thing you do is remove pressure, and you have to push the back plunger off, okay? Don't really worry too much, we're going to do it anyway. So the first thing is get the pressure off the dart. Then you move the medication plunger back and do this 2 times, at least 2 times. Push it back, push it forwards, push it back. Make sure it's moving really well. Sometimes, you know, it's been in your pocket for a week and it's full of ketamine, you've got to clean it. So remember what I said yesterday, keep these things clean, keep them with silicone so they really work. Do it 2 times at least. Then you put your, you prepare your needle. It's always good to prepare your needle before, okay? And the first thing you do when you take that needle out of the package is you check if the ports are open, okay? And you don't blow on it, okay? You don't take the needle out and go, oh, it's okay. All right? Because the last guy used your mobilon, and now you have the mobilon on your thing, or you have metatomium. Even, you know, 10 milligram per milliliter metatomium, a drop on your tongue, at least your whole mouth and your face will be anesthetized. Okay? And you feel really like a dentist. Okay? So you prepare your needle, and then when you have it, you hold your dart, and this is really important, you have to hold your dart like this, vertically. You cannot fill a dart with air like this, you have to hold it like this. Otherwise it will not close, okay? The valve. Do that. So just try to remember. And please, one of the things, you know, we all become really sloppy, especially this, I think zoo and wildlife, that's the worst probably. You often have a needle in your mouth. I've seen people on TV, an animal trying to have a needle in their mouth, and they're doing things. When you fill this thing, try to put a cover on it, because if it explodes in your face, you get it in your eyes. Okay? It's not wimpy, it's just intelligent. Because if you're out, I can tell you just drugs which are not dangerous, but like ketamine in your eye is really painful. It has a pH of, I don't know, 5 or something.
Yes,
Awful.
bad, yeah.
If it's in your eyes, I mean, for 20 minutes, you're not doing anything. Okay? So obviously, if I tell you these stories, because I've done it, because I'm so stupid, I've done it many times. I've also anesthetized my whole face with meditomidine. The typical one is you take something out of the bottle, you put it in, you put the cap back in, and then you put the cap in your mouth. And you walk around with it, and you chew on the cap so you make a hole, and then you have the meditomidine in your face. So, okay. You put your air pressure in there, and then once you have air pressure in there, you check the dart that there's really pressure in it. Okay, that's really good. And don't put air pressure on your dart 2 hours before you're going to shoot it. Do it, you know, when you're going to shoot it. Okay, you have to do it standing up, like I said, vertical, and then you're going to be fine. Okay, check the movement of the plunger. Actually, it's more of a feeling when you put the air in there. You want to be sure that you have enough pressure. Okay? Okay, and don't put 25 milliliters in until you So, that's all I have to say. We're going to just do it. It's much easier to do it than talk about it.